Hey, welcome to our explainer. Today we're going to dive right into the key insights from stopping stress before it stops you. A real game plan for any mom out there who's feeling the squeeze.
Let me ask you something. Does that question hit a little too close to home? For so many women, especially mothers, this feeling is all too familiar. You know what I'm talking about, right? That sense of being totally swamped, pulled in a million directions by demands that never seem to end, and feeling like you've got absolutely nothing left in the tank.
Wow, that quote is just this raw cry for help, and I bet so many of you get it. And here's the thing you have to remember. It is not just in your head. The book really hammers this home. Stress is a real, physical thing that has a predictable and often damaging effect on our bodies.
So, let's get into what's actually happening in your body. A scientist named Hans Selye figured this out and called it the General Adaptation Syndrome. It's basically a three-stage process. First up, you got the alarm stage. Think of it as your classic fight-or-flight response kicking in. Then, your body moves into resistance, where it's trying its best to cope and adapt to whatever's going on. But, and this is the important part, if that pressure just doesn't let up, well, that's when you hit the wall. Exhaustion. Or, as we all know it, burnout.
Okay, so we know stress is a reaction to pressure, but where's all that pressure coming from? Well, this is where the book gets really interesting. It argues that, yeah, outside stuff matters, but a huge source of our stress is actually our own personality. So let's check out 3 key types that the book identifies.
So let's kick things off with the controller. You probably know someone like this. Maybe it's even you. This is the person who needs to be in charge, who has to organize every last detail, and whose biggest fear is, you guessed it, losing control.
And you can see the problem right there, can't you? I mean, if you need to control everything just to feel safe, you're living in a constant state of high alert. Because let's be real, life is anything but predictable. So this personality type is pretty much stuck in that alarm or resistance phase all the time, which is a direct line to chronic stress.
All right, next up, we've got a personality type that's super common, the pleaser. For the pleaser, their self-worth is totally tied up in what other people think. Their whole value system is based on getting that thumbs up from everyone else.
And you can see how this becomes a recipe for disaster, right? The main goal of the pleaser, to make every single person happy all the time, it's impossible. It can't be done. So you're basically setting yourself up for a constant feeling of failure and emotional exhaustion. And that is the perfect recipe for stress.
Okay, and the last one the book highlights is the sacrificial personality. Now, this one's tough. This is someone who, deep down, believes they just don't deserve to be happy, or that their needs should always come last.
And this kind of self-neglect, it's like a super highway straight to burnout. By always putting your own needs on the back burner, you're basically telling yourself and everyone around you that your well-being just doesn't matter. No wonder the tank is always on empty.
But wait, it's not all in our heads, right? Of course not. The book is also super clear about the external pressures that pile on, especially when they mix with these personality types. It's like a perfect storm.
So, the research in the book zeroes in on these 6 big areas. Just think about it. Imagine you're a controller and suddenly your finances are all over the place. Or you're a pleaser trying to juggle your career while also meeting your spouse's needs. You see how it works? You layer these external things on top of a personality that's already wired for stress, and the whole system just gets completely overloaded. The pressure becomes unbearable.
So, that's the big question, isn't it? What in the world do you do about all this? How do you start to fight back and get some control over your own life? Well, the book points us back to the guy who started it all, the pioneer of stress research, Dr. Hans Selye. And he had this beautifully simple 3-step plan. And this, right here, is the game plan. And notice, it's not about getting rid of stress completely. That's impossible. It's about managing it. So step 1, know your limits. This is all about being brutally honest with yourself. What's your actual breaking point? Step 2, choose your goals wisely. This is about taking back the steering wheel. Focus on goals that actually matter to you, not what everyone else expects. And step 3 is my favorite because it's so counterintuitive. Find purpose by helping others. It sounds weird, but when you focus on that, it pulls you out of your own head and away from all that anxiety. It's a surprisingly powerful trick.
And there you have it. We've looked at the why, the personality triggers, and the outside pressures, and we've laid out the game plan. I think the most important thing to remember is that you don't need some huge, life-altering event to take back control. It really just starts with one small step, one single choice. So the only question left to ask is, what's yours going to be?